It had been one of those chaotic weeks where everything seemed to go wrong all at once. Between juggling work deadlines, handling calls from contractors for home repairs, and trying to get my car to start for the third day in a row, I was absolutely exhausted. That old sedan had been faithful for years, but lately, it had been coughing and sputtering like it was ready to give up the ghost. The timing couldn't have been worse. Just as I was about to call the mechanic again, my phone buzzed. It was a text from my nephew, Ethan. "Hey Aunt Rachel, Mom told me your car's acting up. Want me to come take a look at it?" I blinked at the message, pleasantly surprised. Ethan was 23, fresh out of a technical college with a degree in automotive engineering. He was always tinkering with engines, constantly covered in grease, and had a natural talent when it came to fixing anything mechanical. Though we hadn't spent much time together in recent years, I remembered how he used to hang around me as a kid whenever I visited his family, asking questions and wanting to help. "Yes, please. I'm desperate at this point," I replied. Within the hour, Ethan pulled up in his truck, toolbox in hand. His dark hair tousled from the summer breeze. He had grown tall and lean, with a confident stride and a bright, easygoing smile that lit up his face. He wore a simple navy t-shirt and jeans, both smudged with oil and dust from whatever project he'd just left behind. It struck me how grown-up he looked now, no longer the shy boy who used to tag along behind me. "Hey, Aunt Rachel," he said warmly, giving me a quick hug. "Let's see what this beast is up to." I led him to the driveway where my car sat, dead and silent. He got to work quickly, lifting the hood and poking around with confident hands. I stood to the side, watching with admiration. It wasn't just his skill, it was the focus and passion he brought to the task. "I think it's the alternator," he finally said after a few minutes. "You probably ran it too long with a dying battery. Give me a couple of hours and I can replace it." "You can really do that?" I asked, almost incredulous. He smirked. "Of course. I brought tools and a spare just in case." As he worked, we chatted. I asked him about school, his plans, whether he was dating anyone. He laughed and said he was too busy for serious relationships. He asked me about my job, my writing, and what I did in my spare time. It felt easy talking to him, like no time had passed. There was something grounding about the way he listened, attentive, engaged, and never distracted. When he was done, he wiped his hands on a rag and closed the hood. "All right, Aunt Rachel. Give it a try." I turned the key, and to my amazement, the engine roared to life. I couldn't stop the smile that spread across my face. "You're a miracle worker." He chuckled and said, "Just a mechanic, ma'am." "No, your family, and you just saved me a ton of stress." "Thank you." He shrugged modestly. "Happy to help." I invited him inside for a drink, just lemonade and snacks, but he accepted like I'd offered him a 5-course meal. We sat on the porch as the sun dipped lower in the sky, talking about childhood memories and laughing over funny stories from our family. For a while, I forgot about everything that had gone wrong during the week. Just when I thought the night couldn't get any better, Ethan surprised me. He reached into his bag and pulled out a small wrapped box. "I got you something," he said. I blinked. "Why?" "You've always been kind to me," he said. "Even when I was a weird little kid always breaking things. And when Mom told me how stressed you were lately, I wanted to give you something to help you relax." I unwrapped the box carefully. Inside was a leather-bound journal and a fountain pen, both elegant and clearly chosen with thought. I was stunned. "I remembered you used to love writing when I was little," he said. "You told me stories all the time. Thought maybe it was time you wrote your own again." For a moment I couldn't speak. Tears welled up unexpectedly. I hadn't told anyone how much I missed writing, how I had put it aside for years to focus on work and survival. That he remembered such a small thing, and honored it, meant more to me than I could express. I don't even know what to say," I whispered. He smiled softly. "Sometimes it's not about saying anything, just doing." That night, after he left, I sat by the window holding that journal in my hands, staring at the blank pages. The silence of the house felt different now, less heavy. I opened the cover, touched the first page, and picked up the pen. Over the following weeks, Ethan started coming around more often, not just to check on my car but to help with chores, to bring fresh coffee, or just to talk. He told me he'd taken a part-time job at a garage nearby and was considering opening his own repair shop someday. I supported him in every way I could, offering to help him with business plans and even offering to invest if needed. Our bond grew deeper, not because of the car or the journal, but because we chose to show up for each other when it mattered. He didn't see me as just his aunt anymore, and I didn't see him as just a kid. He confided in me one day that he had always felt a little out of place, like he never quite lived up to expectations. "But when you talk to me," he said, "I feel seen. Like I'm enough." I reached out and held his hand. "You are more than enough, Ethan. You're smart, kind, and you have a good heart. Never doubt that." His eyes glistened, and I knew that moment meant more to him than any car repair or gift ever could. Months passed, and we became almost inseparable. We built routines: Sunday breakfast, late-night talks, and even short road trips in my now fully functional car. He helped me rediscover myself, and I gave him a space where he felt safe being who he was. Then, on a rainy Saturday, he showed up with a surprise. "I signed the lease," he said, holding up a set of keys. "For what?" "For my own auto shop. Just a small one to start, but I've got a partner and everything." I jumped up and hugged him tight. "I'm so proud of you." He beamed. "I couldn't have done it without you." "You did it because you believed in yourself," I said. "I just reminded you what was already there." That night I wrote my first short story in years. It was about a woman whose life felt stuck, until a young mechanic reminded her that it's never too late to begin again. And as I wrote, I realized, sometimes family doesn't just help you fix broken things. Sometimes they help you fix yourself. Ethan didn't just repair my car that day. He gave me back my voice, my joy, and a reason to hope again. And for that I will always be speechless.